Joe Yoder, a founder and principal of Teams That Innovate and The Refactory Incorporated, here as a consulting and mentoring business. Agilist, computer scientist, object-oriented technologist, and international speaker. Today at JDD. Hi.
Hello.
So, how do you like this edition of JDD?
This edition is a fun edition. Lots of fun things going on. It's the first day, so I'm still filling it out, but you have some interesting kitchen things going on, cooking up some fun things and some good speakers and lots of people.
Mm-hmm. This year you are talking about the shifting from QA to AQ, and what is it all about?
The main idea there is, and I call it AQ to QA, but really it's like, let's really bring QA into our whole mindset, in the Agile mindset. One of the problems with a lot of software organizations, whether it's Agile or not, is QA is really almost like the gatekeepers, more like quality control. They protect more at the end of the process rather than like even manufacturing QA is embedded all the way through the process. And so with software, it seems tragic in a way that sometimes we get caught up and miss that point. So as Agile is supposed to be the whole team, let's embed that and let's embed the quality mindset all the way through and even have QA be part of the team. They could pair up with developers and be part of helping the estimations and you know, make qualities visible all the way through. And so did a talk on that and writing some best practices and working with people in industry that are working with transitioning to Agile, and now let's transition QA as well to be more like what QA really should be.
Mm-hmm. You're traveling a lot, and how do companies deal with Agile all over the world?
It's an interesting question. Yeah, I have been traveling a lot, especially this year, the last few months. I've been to Japan a couple times, and I've been to Brazil and going to be back. Different parts of the world think about Agile differently. And everybody's got their own idea of what Agile is. And Agile is not a process. Agile is more of a mindset. Now you can use processes and they can help you with Agile, but part of Agile is we're going to learn and adapt and retrospect and do the best thing possible for the people we're working with. Now a lot of different places around the world have been slower to adapt Agile than from like Europe, for example, has been more embraced Agile early on, in the US, of course. But then you think of things like in Japan. I've been in Japan twice this year. They're very slow to actually adapt Agile, even though they are really starting to adapt Agile now. One of the things in Japan is you would think they would do it faster because when you think of lean in manufacturing, they adapted those types of Agile practices which influenced the software Agile movement, the lean practices, a lot. And so with Japan, with manufacturing, you know, they definitely have those practices all the way through from that. But from software, they're still a little bit old school, waterfall type thinking. But Agile is starting to take off, and there's a good group of people that are really committed. You know, they're kind of the breaking the ground for everybody else. I was in an XP Matsuri. Matsuri is like festival in Japanese. And so they had like a one-day kind of festival, and I was there teaching a course, and they invited me to come in and give a talk on that. But I met a lot of cool, fun people that are really trying to, you know, doing the risk and breaking. So even they're making progress. Brazil has, they have their own, Brazil has definitely embraced it a lot, and more companies are doing that. I think the main issue is a lot of it is what is Agile, and people are still filling out what that means. Does it mean do we have a lot of Scrum Masters that make us Agile? No, it's really how do we act and how do we evolve as an organization. So things are starting to grow even in South America or in some Asian countries, but a little bit slower than Europe and in the US.
Mm-hmm. You have mentioned that you were in Brazil. You're coming to Brazil again in a few weeks, I guess. You're helping with some conference. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, I'm actually involved with a couple conferences down there. I'm going to Agile Brazil, and I presented a talk, and then they invited me to do a keynote while I was down in Agile Brazil. And I'll talk about pragmatic test-driven development and, you know, taking a more pragmatic approach as well as, evolve, taming big balls of mud with agile diligence and hard work, making your architecture better and handling legacy better. But also, it's the 10th anniversary, or the 10th SugarLoaf PLoP. SugarLoaf PLoP started in Rio, but it was the patterns, and it happens to be, this is the 20th anniversary of the Gang of Four, which is the design patterns book. And Ralph Johnson, who was one of the professors I worked with when we were doing a lot of the research in the early 90s and refactoring and stuff, is one of the authors of the Gang of Four. And so I had to go talk to him and his wife to convince his wife to come too, so she would let him come. But he's coming to Brazil to give a talk at this conference, SugarLoaf PLoP, this pattern languages conference. And we're going to have fun with that, and I'm attending that as well, and doing some tech talks and meeting some other fun people, and having some fun while I'm down there. A lot of good group of people, and a lot of good technologists in Brazil. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. You are with us for years now already.
Yes.
And
wow.
This year, yeah, thank you for that. What is the best part of the conference you really find interesting?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me for 4 years. I have a very good time here and really like the conference and the interactive things. I mean, my favorite part of the JDD conference is it's really committed to the people, to uplifting the community and building networks of people, and let's build the social groups of people with similar ideas. My favorite things that happen at this conference is, obviously you have a lot of good interesting talks and tracks. and those are fun, but that's not my favorite part. My favorite part are the social events and the things that happen in between the sessions when you really get to meet people one-on-one, and just the way that JDD is run and organized, the people really promote those types of things. And for example, I'm looking forward to this year, the fact that you can just present some kind of idea that you want to talk about for 15 or 30 minutes and give kind of like it's not really a lightning talk, but kind of like an extended lightning talk or something, where now I have this idea and it's kind of self-organizing to try to get people that are related to that idea, and let's just get together and talk about it, or I'm going to give a mini presentation about that idea. So those are my favorite parts of the conferences, is how it promotes people getting together and sharing ideas.
Okay, so I hope you enjoy all our attractions this year. Joseph W. Yoder was our guest at JDD conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.